everybody, welcome back to another video here on Jade, Lilly Crochet. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to add borders to your granny squares or your blankets or your cushions or pretty much anything that you need to add a border to. So to do this you will need to have your crochet hook. I have a 3mm crochet hook here, but you can use whichever hook is required for the project that you're working on, a pair of scissors and the project which you are going to be adding a border to. So the very first thing that you will need to do before adding any of these borders onto your project is attach your yarn, and the method that I like to use is extremely simple. I don't like to use knots or slip knots or anything like that. I just like to simply join the yarn and then crochet over the tail of it and then take a darning needle and stitch in the very end of the tail just to make sure that it's nice and secure. So to do this I simply insert my hook. Insert your hook wherever you like on your project, grab the yarn, leave a long enough tail at the back so that you can darn that in, grab your yarn and pull through like this and just simply make a slip stitch. Like so. So this border is going to be a half double crochet border. So the first thing that you want to do is chain one, like so. And this is to give you the height of the half double crochet. If you were doing a single crochet border, you would also just chain one. And if you were doing a double crochet border, you would chain two. So the next thing I would like you to do is yarn over, then insert your hook into the very next stitch that you can see and make sure that your tail is trapped in there too. We're going to crochet over that piece of yarn. Whoops. So yarn over, pull through. You will have 3 pieces of yarn on your hook now. Yarn over again and pull through all 3 of those loops. And that is a half double crochet stitch. This border is so simple. It is literally just the half double crochet stitch all the way around. And surprisingly, this border is actually the one that I use most commonly, and that's because I think it's nice when you're using a simple border for something that has a complex pattern. So if I'm making a blanket that has quite a complex pattern on it, then I will use this very simple stitch to go round the outside of it so that it doesn't take away from the pattern. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook there, yarn over, pull through all 3, and just continue doing that exact same thing right the way along until you get to the end, and I will meet up with you here and show you what you need to do for the corners. So once you have reached the end of that row, it should look something like this. And if you look at the back of the project, this is the point at which I stopped crocheting over the tail, and then I will at a later time just take a darning needle and stitch that in a little bit more and then just chop off the excess. So once you reach the corner stitch of your project, you have 2 choices. Choice 1 is that you do 3 half double crochets into that corner stitch, and that will just give you a nice corner and you continue going down this side here. Or you can do 1 half double, 1 chain and 1 half double. And the second one is actually my preferred way of doing it, because I think that chain space actually helps when I come to join my squares. It helps me line them up neatly. So if you don't need that extra help, then you just go ahead and do 3 half double crochets into that corner space. But I am going to work 1 half double, like so, then 1 chain and another half double, like so. And then I would simply just continue going right the way around my piece with half double crochet stitches, and it will give it a really nice simple border, and my corner will look like so. And that chain space would line up to a chain space of another square that would be here when I was joining them together. So the next border that I'm going to show you is again a very simple border, but it has a bit extra added to it because there are elongated stitches, and I think it gives it just a really nice pattern overall. This is my favourite border to use when I am making granny squares because the elongated stitches go in the chain spaces of the granny squares and it just makes it look really pretty. So I have attached my yarn and I have chained one. So I am going to work a single crochet stitch into the next stitch, going over my tail. So we essentially have 2 single crochets there, and I'm going to make a third. And then my 4th stitch is going to be my elongated one. So instead of going into this stitch here, this one, I'm going to go in the one below. So I'm just going to insert my hook there, yarn over and pull through, and it should look like this. It just gives you a slightly longer stitch. So 3 more singles, 1, 2 and 3. And then instead of going into this stitch here, I'm going to go into this stitch here. Like so. And then into the next 3, a single crochet, 2, 3, and then into the next one, instead of this stitch, I'm going to go into this stitch. So just insert my hook like so, and then just keep going all the way down until you reach the very end. So I have now reached the end of this row and it looks something like this. And now I've reached the corner stitch. I am just going to make 3 single crochet stitches into the corner stitch. 1, 2, and 3. All into that same stitch there just to give us a nice corner, and then I'm going to continue going down this side. So 1, 2, 3 single crochets and then an elongated stitch. 1, 2, 3 single crochets and then an elongated stitch. And just continue going in that very same pattern right the way around your project, and it will give you a nice border like so. The next border that I'm going to show you is the scallop edging, and to do this border you need to ensure that your project has sides that are a multiple of 5 stitches. So this one has 30 stitches on each side, so you would need to make sure that you had a multiple of 5. So go ahead and attach your yarn in the same way that you did before. I'm just going to leave my tail hanging for this stitch because it does have a little bit of a gap here and I don't want the tail end to show, so I'm going to leave it hanging, and then I will just take a darning needle at the end and stitch it in, and then it will be nice and secure and nice and hidden. So I want you to yarn over and you are going to insert your hook into the second stitch from where you are now. So we are here, we are going to skip this stitch and insert our hook here and work a double crochet stitch like so, and then we are going to simply work 4 more double crochet stitches into the same space. So I have 3, 4, 5 like so, and then we are going to skip the next stitch, which is this one, and then we are going to just work a single crochet stitch into the next one. So skip that one, insert your hook into the next and work a single crochet stitch, and that is our first scallop. I do think that this particular border works well if you do a single crochet border around in the same color that you're going to be working your scallops. I just think that makes it a little bit neater, but for the purposes of this video I'm just going to go ahead and continue how I am. So skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch work 5 double crochets. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook there, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. 3 more I need to do in this space, so 1, 2 and 3. Skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch work a single crochet stitch, and there we have 2 scallops. Yarn over, skip the next stitch and work 5 double crochets into the next. 3, 4, 5. Skip the next stitch and do a single crochet into the next. And continue, just keep going right the way down until you reach the corner, and I will catch up with you when you get to the end. So I have reached the end of this row, and into this corner stitch here I am simply going to work 5 double crochet stitches, and that is in the very corner stitch. And if you've done a multiple of 5 stitches, then this should work out fine. So 3, 4 and 5. Oops, 5, sorry, I pulled that one apart by accident. Missed the next stitch, single crochet into the next, and it will look something like this. And then you just continue in the exact same pattern going around, and it will give you a really pretty scalloped edging to your project. So the next border that I'm going to be showing you how to do is, I'm not really sure if it has an actual name. It probably has. If you know what the name of this border is, then please let me know in the description box below. But I just call it a chain stitch border because it's simply just made up of a whole bunch of chain stitches. So go ahead and join your yarn in the same way that you did before, like so. Again, as with the scalloped edging, I am just going to leave this tail free at the back, and I will hide it with a darning needle because there is going to be too many gaps for it to be hidden sufficiently, crocheting over the top of it. So the next thing I want you to do is just chain 1, like so, skip the next stitch and do a single crochet into the next one, like so, chain 2, 1, 2, skip the next stitch, do a single crochet into the next one, chain 2, skip the next stitch and do a single crochet into the next one. I'm sure you get the idea right now. So chain 2, skip the next stitch, do a single crochet into the next one, and just follow that exact same pattern right the way down to the end, and I will meet up with you there and show you something really cool that could be done with this particular border. So I have done that the whole way down, and I'll just show you quickly what I do when I get to a corner. I am here at this point, so this corner one here is going to be a skipped stitch, so I'm just going to chain 2, and I am just going to skip it and go straight into the next stitch, and I'm not going to bother with doing any extra stitches for this one in the corner pieces because I don't think it needs it, to be honest. So you just continue going around your whole project, make those 2 chains, skipping stitches and going into the next one right the way around. You can leave it as it is. I think it's really pretty as it is, to be honest. I really like this look. I think it's a bit more of a traditional look with the small holes that you get. You could also use this as a foundation row to add any other stitches on top of if you like, so it's entirely up to you. Or if you are feeling particularly creative, you can add a second colour. So just in the stitch before the stitch where you added the previous colour, just go ahead and add your new colour, chain 1, and again just leave that tail hanging out at the back, and then go ahead and make a single crochet into that skipped stitch like so, chain 2, and then instead of going in the front, go round the back of the next one and work a single crochet, chain 2, into the front of the next one, do a single crochet, chain 2, into the back of the next one, do a single crochet stitch, chain 2, into the front of the next one. So you can go ahead and just take your fingers and pull that first one away so that you can get in there to make your single crochet stitch like so, chain 2, into the back one, work a single crochet, chain 2, into the front, single crochet, chain 2, into the back, work a single crochet like so, and just continue going in that same pattern right the way down until you reach the end of this row, and I will meet up with you there. So once you have finished this border, it should look something like this, and I do really love this border. I think it's so pretty, and if you are doing a simple granny square blanket, then I think something like this just adds a little bit of something to it at the end. It's not too simple, but again, it's not too extravagant. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that it's been helpful. If you have liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you click on the little bell symbol so that you get notifications for any future videos that I do. You can also find me on Facebook. My link is in the description box below this video, and I have also placed a link for Ravelry because I've recently uploaded my very first pattern. I've never written one before. It is available for free to download, so go ahead, click on the link. And anyway, that's all for today. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.